Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Rahman Tutorials. In this video we are going to discuss about our environment, chapter 15, part 1, class 10. Let's start with biodegradable and non-biodegradable waste. All waste we generate from our homes, factories and farms can be categorized as either biodegradable or non-biodegradable waste. Let us first learn what is biodegradable waste. The waste material that can be broken down in weeks or months by natural agents like water, oxygen, UV rays of the sun, acid rain, bacteria and other microorganisms and macroorganisms into very simple compounds, that is, they dissolve and ultimately becomes part of the soil, are known as biodegradable waste. For an example, if you throw some food waste in the soil and let it stay there for a few days or weeks, you will not find them there anymore, as it ultimately gets dissolved and becomes a part of the soil, that is, it breaks down into simpler substances. These simpler compounds are actually nutrients that add nutritive value of the soil and make the soil fertile. Different types of waste materials take different amount of time to break down. All types of waste that break down in weeks or months and become a part of the soil constitute biodegradable waste. Such waste are not threat to the environment. Our kitchen waste is most common example of biodegradable waste. More examples of biodegradable waste are kitchen food waste, manure, sewage waste, slaughterhouse waste and paper waste. Biodegradable waste can be used in making compost, which is organic manure. Biodegradable waste is used for making a source of energy known as biogas. In the absence of oxygen, biodegradable waste decays and produces a gas called methane, which is used in various biogas plants. And this biogas can be used as a fuel, as a normal fuel for heating, cooking, and even generating electricity. Let's now see what is non-biodegradable waste. The waste that cannot break down into simpler molecules by various natural agents even in hundreds of years is called non-biodegradable waste. Non-biodegradable materials do not react with anything or dissolve in any medium. That is, this kind of waste are not affected by harsh weather conditions like humidity, pressure, and temperature. So, these wastes do not contribute to the environment but are just increasing the size of huge wastelands, and also the plastic, which is biggest threat to the environment as it takes hundreds of years to break down. When it starts to break down, it releases toxic chemicals that go in the soil as well as in the air, can also goes to the water through soil, so it causes air, water and soil pollution. So, non-biodegradable waste cannot break down and just increases the size of huge wastelands. We should recycle non-biodegradable waste. Waste plastic and other non-biodegradable waste, try to use them as much as possible. Non-biodegradable waste includes aluminum can, glass utensils, plastic objects, metal scrap, and plastic bottles. Let's see how to manage this waste. As Aman and Gagan walk along the beach, they're disappointed because their everyday look, they see rubbish, glass, shoes, rubbish dump, tires, food waste, fruit peel, plastic bottles, etc. In that rubbish, rats and flies breed, carrying germs to the food we eat. Aman spotted oil spill in the sea which can destroy habitat, includes birds and crabs. Further away, factory releases its dirty water and toxic waste into the sea. As it's well enough, the factory chimneys releases smoke. This mess is all due to improper waste disposal. When people do not care about proper waste management, they can harm the environment by causing air pollution, water pollution, and acid rain. The boys feel very bad after looking at the results of improperly disposed waste. Gagan asked, how can we help to save our environment? We can adopt some good practices about waste disposal. One can throw different types of waste in separate plastic bags and tying the bags. Then we place them in proper waste bins. Bins have to be tightly covered to keep the flies away. Everyone should adopt following the 3 R's, that is reduce, close tap when not in use, reuse, reusing the plastic, and recycle. Recycle all the waste plastic bottles. Gagan says, let's go back home using electric train since it doesn't cause any air pollution. What is ozone layer? Have you ever wondered why cricketer paints their face white and why your mother insists that you put on sunscreen lotion before stepping out in summer? The answer is UV rays. Ultraviolet or UV rays are harmful sun rays that can increase the risk of skin cancer, cataract, and harm the immune system. They can also damage the terrestrial plant life, single cell organism, and ecosystem. Life on Earth is protected from the UV rays by a layer in the stratosphere called the ozone layer. Ozone is a gas made up of 3 oxygen atoms. This layer is just about 3 to 5 millimeter thick. This thinly spreaded out gas has been protecting life on the Earth's surface from UV rays from billions of years. Our ozone shield is now being deteriorated due to certain man-made chemicals, primarily CFC or chlorofluorocarbons and nitrogen oxides. CFCs are a group of chemically similar gases used in refrigerators and air conditioners, aerosol solvents, and in the production of some kind of packages. Nitrogen oxides are a byproduct of fuel burning, for example, from aircraft exhaust. What is an ozone hole? The ozone hole is not literally a hole but an area wherein the total ozone amount is less than 220 Dobbs an unit. Ozone hole has steadily grown in the size up to 27 million square kilometers. Can we stop the depletion of ozone layer? Yes, we can. All we have to do is to reduce the production of those chemicals that cause the destruction of ozone, like CFCs and nitrogen oxides. So, encourage your parents, relatives, and friends to make sure their refrigerators and air conditioners do not have CFCs.